Greetings! I am Lies.
And I am Scandal.
And let's do some chats together!
Yes!
Yay!
We have so many chats.
Alright, welcome to a chat episode. We're going to pick something and we're going to go for it.
We're
It
just
is
gonna go.
time for the chatting, if we can load.
If we can do it.
Alright, so we've got an ass ton from Mammon, because he's been a talking bitch. I mean...
He's quite chatty.
Boy, chat. Lucifer's also very chatty. We haven't done Lucifer for a while. Let's do that.
Sure, why not? I'm
Let's
just gonna talk to
Luke
myself.
actually chatted us once, actually.
I hope you enjoyed your one-year stay.
Enjoy.
Oh, you enjoyed? You had better not do anything that would cause Diavolo to, lose face.
Face falls right off. Oh, whoops.
I've got it, Diavolo, don't worry.
I got you.
Of course, I'll do my best or leave it up to me.
I think I'll do my best. Sounds like a nice, flat, even answer.
I'll do my best, especially for a boomer.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'll do my best. If that's the only options I have, we're going for the most boomer option possible. I'm counting on you.
Hi, how many times?
Why, I don't know, but here I am.
It's fine. I'm counting on you so he doesn't lose face. I might be embarrassing. I don't know anything about your damn culture, and you've...
Man, are you in your room? I just passed by a moment ago, and it was unusually quiet.
We usually make so much
noise. You wouldn't happen to have been persuaded into spending a night out, would you?
Because normally when you're in your room, you make such a fuss. Just your breathing being so loud.
Right? I mean, especially for Eldritch Horrors going like, what the hell is that?
Going,
like you are.
Us laying there quietly breathing them. What is that noise?
What is that? Man, I'm sorry. I just went on an epic, though, to try to get out of my room at night because I cannot sleep for 16 hours.
Oh my god, it's too long.
Too long! Have you been listening in on me? Wait, are you worried about me? I was just keeping quiet in my room.
I think I was just keeping quiet in my room. Sounds very like, I'm just here, not making noise. Hi, Nosy.
Hi, how are you doing?
Can I help? Yeah.
I guess, boomer-wise, I was kind of thinking that one. Either that, or there basically is a level of, like, boomer in going, like, are you worried about me?
Right.
Like, because that's the most of being like, why are you listening to me?
Right, why are you even here?
I guess also, though, have you been listening in on me would also be pretty aggressive.
I think it all work different ways, but I feel like I was just keeping quiet in my room for 16 hours of sleep time.
Now that you mention it, Levi has also been known to do likewise. Regardless, as long as you aren't walking about aimlessly, I can rest easy. If you should want to go out, be sure to let me know. Time permitting, I would be glad to accompany you.
Can you just show us where the bathroom is?
Like, please.
Do you have any books in this entire world? Because I could read.
Is there anything?
If I'm going to be confined to my room or to your company for 16 hours a day.
Anything other than Hitler's Mein Kampf.
Something to do. That's the only book you have.
The only book.
Oh, look,
Any
the Satanic Bible. You guys keep that in the comedy section. That was not meant to be offensive to Satanists, but just...
Honestly, as far as I know, actually a lot of Satanists they're very funny, and also they tend to actually... Most of the beliefs is actually about empowering the self.
It is.
Which is, people are like, oh, it's a very self-centered, basically, experience? I don't know. So Mammon still hasn't returned home. And he's not answering his phone. It's been a while since he left. Oh, dear.
Why are you telling us about this?
I confiscated his purse to keep him from spending all his money and time out and about. Man, I need your help.
Types nods.
Am I wrong in thinking that you took pity on him and passed some of your money his way?
Yes, you are completely wrong. Because we don't have any money here. Because we showed up in our bathrobe with our slippers on. We don't know what kind of, one, clothes you've ever given us, if any, or if we're wearing a uniform. And two, if we have any other allowance other than you feed us here. We know nothing. There's
also the fact that while I'm more, I think, to me, I'm trying to play this more as, like, him actually genuinely being kind of concerned. But this is incredibly, like, controlling. Yeah, to me, language-wise, passive, like, the way that this character works, Lucifer's character, is incredibly goddamn controlling.
Oh, yeah.
And he is incredibly invasive. You want to talk about somebody who does not respect your personal space or your privacy, which you are totally entitled to? This character gives no shits about that.
We don't know in the demon world if we are
I'm just talking about if you were a person. You really should be.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm like,
I feel like, I don't want there to be an exclamation point there, but I feel like I don't have any money to lend would be appropriate.
Right? Especially here, I'm like...
They haven't given us any money. Are they paying us to go to school?
Or are we saying that Grim is money? I have no idea because they've never established it.
Are we saying that our character has the Grimm that we have, and literally the demons are working actual jobs for us, and that's really happening in game canon? It's not just a fun like actual app convention,
right?
And so what we're doing around all these conversations, while everyone bosses us around, is also telling them when to go to work and where,
right?
And they're all just like, "Ooh, I love you more when you boss me around. Do it again."
It's great
because every time you finish a job, intimacy raises. So,
right?
I would tend to say I don't have any money to lend.
Yeah, I'm like, especially for him, as far as I know, for your character going, what is money? Like, we haven't been described really, like, character-wise, I would say, what Grimm is, because my assumption is in-app game convention, Grimm is basically in-game money. It's the in-game currency, right? And then you have your demon vouchers, which are also an extreme form of money, I guess.
On the other hand, it's like, it's very hard to have a clear separation between which ones our character knows about and which ones don't, because he's clearly not buying physical copies of the demons in demon cards using vouchers. Like, that's not part of the game, having 15 copies of Mammon in different clothing as these cards that you can just summon. Because that would be, maybe that is the Eldritch Horror trip that's going on. They literally are just encased in these little, like,
cards,
tickets. And there are many, many copies of them. And if you want a different mood or attitude, you bring one forth. Like, that would be so confusing.
Honestly, that sounds like we're getting into some weird version of, like, Yu-Gi-Oh!
Nightmare territory.
So, like, I'm gonna, like, summon this particular version of you. So yeah, I don't think I have any money to lend.
Sorry, dude.
As far as I know, Boomer-wise, I don't have any money to lend. Not necessarily that he would, because I don't actually think that man, for our concept for what we're going, would actually lend any money to Mammon. I'll pretend I didn't hear that. I would ask that you keep me abreast of Mammon's whereabouts.
I'm not babysitting him. He's babysitting me.
That he would go behind my back and sneak out can only mean that he intends to do something that he wouldn't want me catching wind of. When I get my hands on him, I'll have to be thorough with my discipline. Again, I'm like, there's levels of basically like threats of violence.
We have no idea what that violence looks like either. They will literally flay me alive. As far as we know, they can flay you alive, and then you can spend 100 years or 1,000 years recovering from it. We don't know what any of this means.
And also, again, like, is there different degrees of flaying? I'm not saying it's okay, because to me it sounds graphic.
Mean to them? I'll keel haul ya. I don't know.
There have been a number of students recently that have been requesting that we incorporate virtual schooling into our curriculum. Man, I'd like to hear your opinion on the matter.
I
agree, or Levi would be happy to hear that.
That's a very limited choice.
I'm like, boomer mentality. The answer actually is no, and...
No, traditionalism is better.
Traditional is always better, so I would say Levi
would be happy going, oh, someone else would totally enjoy that. Let me just defer. I won't directly say I don't like it.
But that also doesn't work in terms of man being assigned basically a cisgendered white man who has been a manager in his life and has had his own family and has his own kids.
Yeah.
Him going, Levi would really like that. Unless you could do it sort of like, this child over here would enjoy that.
Which is, he's kind of been responding to a lot of them that way, as if they are kids. Right. They are way, like, behaviorally younger than he is.
Yes,
even though they're not functionally younger than him.
Right. Or, like, physically, if you even want to talk about, like, the age of
the way they've presented themselves physically, they look younger than him.
Yes, solidly.
So, yeah. I would say Levi would be happy.
Levi would totally be happy to hear that.
Good job. He loves digital things, as far as we can tell.
Right,
and then he wouldn't have to leave to go to class.
Right. That he would. And? Everyone would
Everyone types so slowly.
They really do, especially when there's only one of them. When it's a ton of them, they all go so fast. Yeah. It's wild. He also has some enthusiastic supporters on SNS that would be there to back it. What's SNS? We haven't even learned what that is.
I don't know.
But those supporters tend to get fired up about things at the drop of a hat and move on to the next controversy just as quickly. Are we talking about Twitter? Anyway, the question is if we can expect the number of requests for virtual schooling to increase over time or not. I'll have to keep my eye on the situation and watch how it develops.
How is this relevant to anything? I'm also like,
these conversations are weird as shit.
Like, they don't seem to relate to anything in the game.
No.
As far as I can tell so far. And also going, why does virtual schooling matter if we're all supposed to be getting exposed to each other anyways?
Right.
Especially in reference to, like, us being, an exchange student.
I don't know. Why Lucifer would ever trust us is wild. Unless he goes, I recognize that in some way you are a part of the older human
or going, basically, maybe? You're an exchange student. This is the way to include you into our culture.
Right? Have my brothers been saying anything about me lately?
Yeah, that you're nosy and you know everything. That somehow you're in on every single rumor.
Lucifer is the most passive-aggressive bitch like I think I've run into yet.
Also, he's really obsessed with what people think about him. Hi, is anyone talking about me? Hi, what are you guys doing? Hi, notice me. Oh, I hate you.
He seems almost insecure in that way, though,
He really does.
Where you're like, are you okay?
You are stressed out and insecure, my boy.
Expressing displeasure or whispering secrets about me behind my back. Perhaps.
As far as they know, you know everything, so it's fine.
I don't care what it is. If you know anything, tell me.
Let's see.
Do you care what others think of you? Everyone was praising you. Who knows?
I think the middle one.
Do you care what others...
Like, if you're gonna be coming to me with this conversation where you clearly are trying to vent...
Right.
I either will... If I'm going to shut you down, it's not going to work well for this working environment that I can't leave. So in reference to making nice, I would say, do you care what others think
of you?
I
hope this is more polite than I think it is, because sometimes I'm surprised at this game, but then again, I'm usually surprised in a lot of situations going, that was not how I read that.
Not at all. I totally interpreted that very differently.
Just like, wow.
Yep.
You think me feeble enough to worry over something like that?
Nope, I just want to know what they're doing with their time.
Or is it that you suspect me of having an ulterior motive? I mean,
yes, we suspect you at all times.
You are Lucifer, and I imagine probably with men having a background in probably Christian, basically, belief systems, this would be very weird for him, going like, I'm talking to Lucifer, and this is Lucifer. Like, you're kidding. Enough! Clearly you have no intentions of disclosing such privileged information to me. I see no need to press the issue any further.
Oh, you're not going to press
the thing that also makes me giggle sometimes is people are like, this is a dating thing. I'm like, this doesn't sound like dating at all. This just sounds like a series of like, go through all the random Q&As or whatever it is and try to figure it out. And
a lot of it's try to get from the beginning to the end, and in the meantime, these little bubbles...
Push a button, earn some intimacy, and then you're done.
And yeah, you don't do anything to really earn intimacy. It just kind of gains.
Right?
If I didn't even play this game at all, did 0 of the tasks, and only did jobs, in theory, every one of the brothers would completely and utterly fall in love with max intimacy levels to whatever the game goes to with our MC over time, and you do nothing. You'd just be going, go to work. They finish work. Go to work. They finish work. Go to work. And then one time when they walk out, they're like, I have called you. I have texted you. I don't want to talk to you.
I don't like you.
Go to work. Oh my God. It's okay,
what have you been doing? I'm taking you up and enjoy your stay here.
It's okay.
The best? It's okay. It's okay. I want to go home. Probably the most boomer thing would probably honestly be, it's okay.
It's okay. I feel
honestly like
it's very non-committal a lot of times. Let me just let you have your experience, and I have plausible deniability for whatever I say.
Right.
It's okay.
And also, again, we aren't actually all that intimate or familiar with Lucifer at all. We don't have any background build up with him. We don't have any of this at all.
Yeah,
this is what frustrates me with this game. Is going like, we have nothing. They just like us. We just sent them to work. Why should they like us?
His little heart intimacy thing has nothing to do with actually knowing him at all. It's apparently just how amenable he is to us. But since these are pre-programmed, who knows?
There are still a few things here that you need to get used to. Tomorrow I'll be handing you a full report detailing how the exchange are faring. I'll be sure to stress how excited you are to continue your education here at our prestigious academy.
Our prestigious academy. All right.
Prestigious.
Prestigiotocious? All right, I think that's probably good for now.
Honestly, that's quite a lot. We're going to go ahead and try some of these. We're going to make these a little bit shorter because we've got so many of these to do. We figure like just sitting here for like 20 minutes, even if it's only 20 minutes, is quite a lot to go through. So if you do like what we do, though, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Yep. And also feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi and our Patreon. We got some links in the description down below if you'd like to support us more directly so we can keep doing stuff like this and also upgrade our gear.
Yes.
Woo! And then I have been Scandal.
And if you also haven't seen the rest of our series and you're just here because this is a shorter video and YouTube pointed you to it, please check out the rest of our series. We laugh our butts off. And I have been Liz.
And it was great playing with you.
Bye!